Hello everybody, starting from this video we will start to learn chapter 1 which is about the overview structure of the financial market. And so in this specific video we're going to look at the learning objective of this chapter and also the function of the financial market. So first, starting this chapter by looking at this picture. So who are they on the picture? Yeah, I don't think you know their names, me either. So, but I know they are cavemen. So why I'm mentioning about the cavemen? Because think about, was financial market that important if we're living a caveman age? So the answer is no. And so in chapter 1, we do learn the definition of a financial market. So that is a market in which funds are transferred from people who have access of the available funds to people who have a shortage. So think about the cavemen. So their daily life, most of the time, is just hunting and hunt enough food so they can eat and so they can survive. So they won't have the luxury to have the actual wealth at the end of the, I say at the end of the day. So they won't have saving. So there were no saving. There was no way. But they definitely had a shortage. And so there is no transaction involved in terms of using other people's wealth to make yourself, to meet your need of the wealth. So, however, that will be a different story when we talk about the nowadays economy, especially for many developing and developed countries. So many people will have actual saving at the end of the year. So, for instance, at the end of the year, you save $1,000. Let's assume there is no financial market exists. So what does that mean for you? So that means you just keep that $1,000 for nothing. So you just put the $1,000 there. So however, there is a friend of you which is far away from you. You haven't been in contact with each other for a while, living far away, let's say in California. And so he is thinking to start a business. So unfortunately, he doesn't have that actual saving. And also, you haven't been talked to each other for a while. He doesn't even know you have this $1,000 actual saving. So for him, he will be if you guys will be able to talk and he will be get access to your $1,000, and he will be able to start his own business. So unfortunately, there is no financial market exist. So let's picture a different story. If the financial market do exist, so then what you're gonna do is you're gonna put down your actual $1,000 in a bank account, let's say for 10 years, and your friend need $1,000. He went to the bank to get a loan, and so he started his business, and after 10 years, he make a very successful business worth $1 billion. And for you, after 10 years, and you will get interest rate for this at the actual $1,000. You initially have no idea what you're gonna do. So you can see having the financial market exist actually facilitate the whole market to allow people better off. So in this chapter, as I mentioned, we're gonna achieve the following learning objective. So first of all, you will be able to compare and contrast direct and the indirect finance, and you'll be able to identify the structure and components of the financial market, and also you'll be able to list and describe the different types of financial market instruments, and also you'll be able to recognize the international dimension of the financial markets, and also you will be able to summarize and the role of the transaction costs, risk sharing, and information costs as they relate to the financial intermediaries. And also you'll be able to list and describe the different type of financial intermediaries, identify the reason for the list of the type of financial market and the regulations. And so, as I said, first, we're going to discuss the function of the financial market. So the first example I indicated in this video and help you understand why we need a financial market. Here, we're going to explain the two different kinds of finance. So the first type is called the direct finance, so which means the borrowers borrow funds directly from lenders in financial market by selling them securities. So which means the security will be the asset for buyers and will be liability or a debt for sellers. And so what does that mean? So for instance, Ford, the car manufacturer, planning to producing a new series of the cars. So they need money. So what they need to do is they can issue their own bond. So we call corporate bond. And so they can sell the corporate bond to the investment bank, individual investors. So you can see in this case, the Ford automobile factory, they directly require funds instead of using the third party to help them to require the funds. And so in this situation, we call that direct finance. Like I said, without financial markets, and so this Ford company won't be able to issue the bonds and to require the money they need at the moment to start their to expanding their business. So this is called the direct finance. So the borrower and the seller, the borrower and the lender, they directly have the interaction. So we call it direct finance. And so And so the second method, when we talk about the financial market, is called indirect finance. So what happened is the lender will deal with the financial intermediaries, including the commercial banks, like the PNC Bank. So they will borrow the money from the financial intermediate. And the financial intermediates will receive the fund from different sources that are uh, the lenders, sorry, the lenders. So the lenders, and so the lender will including you if you put money in the saving account. So that is the money the financial intermediary, like the banks, received. So they can able to accumulate a lot of the fund from different sources and lend it to the borrowers. And so as I said here, we have the direct and the indirect finance. And so in the next video, we're going to look at the structure of the financial market. And at the end of this chapter, we're actually going to discover why we need a financial intermediary on the financial market. So what is the benefit to have this financial intermediary? Obviously, you can see the convenience of the direct finance. So the borrower and the lender, they're directly communicating with each other. For the lender, it's convenient. For the borrower, it's convenient. But why we need a financial intermediary?